Hello everyone, my name is Kist, and welcome back to another episode of Trackling 101. Today, we're going to the iron mine. Let's do it. So, we're going to skip over the Paint 3D segment again, because I feel like it's unnecessary. If you look on either side, we're looking at the same thing. A specific cutout of the terrain on this mountain that is just perfect for laying track. This is what the intended route is. As the name suggests, it is what you should or what is recommended to take to get to this location. Now, we're going to be building from it today, and in my opinion, I think it's better to build from the iron mine. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start here, build the iron mine, and then we're going to build our way down. Let's get started. So, finally over here by the iron mine, I'm just kind of checking things out. And you may have noticed underneath the chutes for the coal, or for the iron, there's this little patch of dust, iron, yeah, something there. And this in the center is lined up with the chutes. Yes, I believe so. Yeah. So we're going to use this as our reference for one of the pieces of track. And the other thing we got to do is just kind of keep in mind. Now, if you haven't played the game, or if you have played the game, the hardest part about the iron mine is the space. There really isn't space up here. It's like as soon as we get to this platform, you either have to turn right, well, not up, turn right really sharply, or just build a dead end track. I think for this purpose though, we're gonna build I think for this purpose though, we're gonna build a loop, not anything I say fancy, not anything too wild. So enough chit chat. Let's actually get to the building. And what I'm actually gonna do first is I'm gonna start by the unloading area. So we don't actually we don't need to do any kind of crane trick this time. We actually just need to line up, kind of just regularly, or how you normally would. Your preference, your preference. Now, we're a little to the right. Oh, ooh. Never mind. So 136 is way too much. Do 137. I hope it's not too crazy. Yeah, that looks good. 137. So what I'm actually going to do now is place a crossover to kind of get my spacing, and using bridge 1 I'm going to mark out the actual unloading platform. Okay, and we're done with that. It was that simple. However, there's gonna be a tight turn, so I'm actually gonna shorten this just by a little bit. 7.5. That's good. Now, like I said, I'm gonna build a loop. Now, the question is, how do we do that? Well, from my experience, a 37-meter curve usually fits in here pretty nicely. Now, we're not gonna do a straight 37 because you can see it just looks really sharp. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. So, what we're actually gonna do. Oh, not that one. Is we're gonna do a the spiral curve. That was it. Probably gonna start at 90. But let's just do 100. Why not? We're gonna do it for 7 meters, and then using regular track. Let's go to that 37 and see what happens. Alright, so far so good. Now, we could do something else. Is we only need a 38-meter curve for this part right here, this half of the circle, this corner, whatever you want to call it. So if I wanted to, I could make it bigger for some of our engines, but I'm debating whether or not I want to. because one, I like it to be nice and pretty and symmetrical, and two, it's gonna look like a weird shape. So at least for this case, I am gonna keep it 38. I'm probably actually gonna push it to 39. You know, let's round it to 40, but I don't want to go any bigger than that, to be honest. But like I said, you can do whatever you want. That's up to you. So let's just go ahead and kind of curve this back out, and I'll be right back. So I wanted to take a break from finishing the loop real quickly because I think it would be better to build our entrance now before we get carried away and mess up our spacing. So, scratch this. I'm probably gonna go over here, I think, to where this line is. Now I've seen, like, you can either place a switch to the left, to the right. I think I'm gonna place a switch stand on the left though. Yes, I think I like that a little bit better. And honestly, probably from here, I wonder if this is level or not. Slightly off. I think if I extend a piece out, we're gonna have to use wall. If I extend a piece out, it kind of moves away from the wall. Does it look too bad? No. No. I mean, we can make it a little bit better, which I think I'm gonna do now. And that's probably gonna entail it's just like maybe just a short little curve. We'll do. Yeah, just why not? See what happens. Oh, I mean, a little bit better. So, for all intents and purposes, we're gonna keep it. Now, from here, I actually am changing my mind quite a bit. What am I doing? I wonder what's going to happen here to make this work. I'm thinking about putting a yard context. My bad. I think about putting a yard up here. You know, I must say real quickly, I didn't plan on this, but my god, super close to perfect. Let's go. Okay, so I know it's kind of just been like a lot of time lapsing, a lot of me just building, but let me walk you what I'm doing and what I'm thinking. So I wanted to make sure the curve to the right to mate up with our bridge isn't super crazy. I realized though, with the way I placed my switch, it would have been crazy, and so what I want to do is I want to put a yard in here. So I want to put like a short little storage thing, but I need to place at least one switch. That way I might be able to get other tracks in. Like so. So this is going to be gone. But yeah, hopefully now I can actually do some cool stuff, and let's get this done. I'm trying to... The main thing for today is going to be the grade, so we're trying to get to that first. So I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to get this done. Let's do it. think it's a good place to pick it back up here. So yeah, what we just actually did was make a short little yard here at the iron mine. We have our loop here, but we also have a turntable just in case we need to turn something around that's not our train. We got some storage lanes here. Yeah, rather simple in a concept, and maybe we'll have a chance to execute it. Maybe we can store like either more wood just in case, or hoppers and for when we need to take iron down. The last thing I think I'm gonna do is put a water tower. Now, the actual trick to lining up the water tower is this wooden beam right here. Is you kind of want to like guesstimate it where the tie is. So it's halfway into the track now. It's under the groundwork, and then just a little bit more. And then you can kind of test this by pulling the water spout down. Yeah, so it should be pretty good. Yeah, even here it's gonna be able to fill engines, so that's nice to have. Oh, that's not the direction you want. To go up. I could put a shed at all the other stuff. I might just put the firewood depot here in case. Actually, what you could do is all I'm doing is now I just need to line it up. It's kind of where I wanted it. Now I wonder what happens if I just place a piece of track from here to here. It's not so bad. Now I just need to delete the excess. And there she is. All done and dusted. You don't really need to worry about refilling it because you can always just replace the firewood depot. It doesn't cause you any penalty yet. I say that with a grain of salt, but it doesn't cause you any penalty. Not for right now. We're not going to worry about the floating bits here. Let's just get this done and I'll probably clean it up afterwards. So to start with the grade, we're just going to use a stone wall because if I use the regular groundwork, get ready. This happens. It just sticks up. It just sticks off the cliff, which we don't want. Oh, I got you to delete it. Well, now that we fixed that, we can actually start just using our stone wall. And I think we might actually need to start the grade right here near the end. Uncertain. Maybe build like a 50-meter piece first, and then we'll worry about that. What may end up happening is, I haven't built this route in a long time, to be honest with you. And what may happen is I might run out of space. Yeah, so okay, I can pretty much stay level until here. So we're gonna do that. Yep, so now we just need to build straight out. We can stay level. Oh. Let's do, we can do 50 or 43. That's no biggie. I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's gonna be tall enough. How much you wanna bet? Would you look at that? So, throwback to when I in episode 1 when I was talking about the bridge size. So yeah, bridge 1 is slightly taller than bridge 2, and so you can just use it so that ever slight push to get a wooden bridge over a certain piece of grade or whatever. Okay, I think from here we need to start a curve into it. Let's do a -1,000. See what happens. Cool. I think here I'm going to use a steel bridge, and we're going to turn ever so slightly. I believe also we can start the grade. Yeah, you can really see right here the grade starts. So we can start maybe ever so slightly. Yeah. So I want this to be a little bit more centered. Yeah. 940, cool. We'll do 90 meters evenly. Beautiful. Now we can probably just start this. Wait. No, it just looks weird. It's like it. Well, something's off about that. I don't know what it is, but something is off, and I plan to fix it eventually. Okay, so now we're starting the curve into the serious grade part. What I'm actually worried about is the transition into it. So 90 meters, that's fine. Since it kind of dips down here, I actually am going to put a bridge here, I think. Just very short. It's probably excessive. We really don't need to do this, but the structural engineer says otherwise. But I'm not a structural engineer, so what do I know? Yep, right here. This is where we can start going into 3. It's probably gonna look kind of gnarly. Not gonna lie. You know what? This just does not look good. It just does not look good. Wonder what happens if I just yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah. Okay. So now we just kind of finished the grade. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna try to keep it -3, but unfortunately it's inconsistent. Like you can see, this part is just really, it just drops down quite a bit. So, yeah, let's do time lapse and see what happens. So I just looked ahead for a second, and it seems like we flatten out here. And actually not gonna flatten out. I'm gonna keep the grid because, like, I just turned the corner, it just drops right here. So either way, that height is gonna be made back up. But I think it's better to keep it a consistent 3, and we'll catch up with the intended route shortly. All right, let's get back to it and see what happens. So I noticed a problem is that it's gonna be rather tight. Unfortunately, we can't follow the intended route anymore from this point forward. It's gonna be too high, and I want it to be a consistent 3%. So to compromise, I'm trying to figure out the radius here. Then we'll just hug the side of the mountain. 380, 375. Cool. Because that way, it should be smoother overall. 45.5, sure. I'm just gonna use the steel bridge, and let's finish it out now. So I want to stop one more time and actually take a minute or two to explain how am I building, what is my building style here. When it comes to like these giant flowing curve sections, it can be kind of a challenge to make sure it's a consistent curve. So what you might have seen me doing throughout is just take one stone wall, one bridge, and just draw it out. Just see how long it goes. Because even though sometimes the curve won't be exact, it'll still give you the general radius you need. And so I just drew that however big piece of track out to make sure it didn't clip into the wall here. And without changing any of the radius, I just change which type of bridge I'm using. I get this nice gentle flowing curve. And the way I'm kind of alternating my bridges is just the height it needs. Like this isn't very tall, and I like the dark contrast against the stone, so I'm using that. But this area was a little bit deeper, so I needed my steel bridge to bridge the gap. Then when I'm closer to the ground, I use stone wall, because you don't need one giant bridge. Then here, since we're going straight, we don't need really any kind of guard to protect us from falling off on either side. So I just used our regular wooden trestle. And yeah, just kind of breaking it up with stone walls here and there. And the reason I put a stone wall here is because I wanted to make sure we have like some kind of buffer between the railings on either side. But yeah, now this way we kind of have these just nice gentle long flowing curves that look really good. We have bridges that are going to support us on either side. I think something's wrong with this steel bridge. It just looks a little off. It looks like it's flat here and then goes up and hills out. It's just weird to me. So I'm probably going to fix it eventually. I don't know if I like the light color bridges. I'll probably come back and fix that, but for right now we're going to keep them. But yeah, so at least my advice or trick to creating this smooth of a line is take your time and draw out bigger pieces of track. That way you don't have to kind of keep guessing. You just make one consistent piece of rail. Like you can see here, and what you'll eventually see when I go to roads extended is just we have this nice gentle curve. And it looks good. Like it doesn't look like it's bad or sticks out too much. It looks kind of cool. We have these alternating sets of bridges, so it should be fun and very scenic when we come time to run trains. But we gotta finish that. We're so close. Let's see if we can actually get there. And I believe that is it. I think we're done, actually. Now, there's some nitpicky things we gotta work out. Like I think the corner, the transition between these 2 or 3 pieces could be a little bit better. I might just end up replacing this as just one giant bridge, to be honest with you. That's fine. We have nice gentle curves. It's a constant 3%. But we've had to make some compromises along the way. But in terms of just actually building, it's really easy. You just gotta stick to the left side. I do not recommend building a double track main line, because building on a grade is rather annoying, and in the current, I'm going to say, build of Roads Online, it's even more annoying to build 2 tracks on a grade. So I don't recommend doing it, and I think it's just easier to do single tracks, especially for grades. That said, now what we have to do is we have to connect it to our existing track. I'm actually going to just head over here real quickly, and we're going to start from here. Now the easiest thing to do is just, okay, using circle mode, just see where I can get like a nice, where I can get a nice curve. So not 70, not 80, not 90. Oh, 100 seems good. Yeah, just a really nice big curve. Now here's the fun part. What's gonna happen if I try connecting it? Well, first we need to flatten this out. But you can see, actually, what happens if I just, oh, I'm actually gonna do 140, I think. I'll do 150 for this case, but yeah. What I'm trying to do now is just kind of test the waters, if you will, see where this is coming out at. We're not going to link to it just yet. No, I don't want groundwork going off the side just yet. Wait, what happens if I just use 1? Okay, no, we're actually fine. I'll switch to groundwork now and then. So, how do I actually build or connect these 2 pieces without it looking too bad? Well, it came to a consistent grade right here. It's still at a grade, but we still need to level it out. So the trick to that is you need to give yourself space. And so I'm probably going to give myself just a decent amount of space. Let's do 35 meters from here. And then let's just connect the 2. And we'll see what happens. Ta-da! It is done. And that was it. Now we have our transition down to flat ground. And finally, everything is connected up. Yes. The iron mine goes to the sawmill. The sawmill goes to the smelter. The iron mine goes to the smelter. The smelter goes to the freight depot. It goes, yay. Everything is connected so far. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to do some cosmetic work, but in the meantime, let's go over to Roads Online Extended and let's take a look at this. So, this is the first time I actually showed the entire map, at least in its current state. And it's very different than what I've seen, and even a little different from what I've done in the past. But I actually enjoy it. I think it looks rather good. Now, I'm going to zoom in here, and let's focus on the iron mine route. So again, it's actually relatively a straight shot. We did have to make some compromises though and skip over the flat spots on the route. But this way we kept a nice even 3% all the way from the steel bridge here. So I don't really have too much else to say about it. It's just you need to be careful. Maybe with just the terrain clipping and which bridges you're using. But you can see kind of my methods here where it's like I alternate stonework in between other bridge segments just to kind of break it up and give it some character so it's not just one giant bridge. In my opinion, if you use one giant bridge for this or on the other side, I think it kind of looks bad. Again, that's just my opinion. So I at least try to throw groundwork where I can to break it up. Now, maybe I can smooth this out a little bit. I might see about doing that instead of just having this curve straight curve. I might see if I can just make this one giant curve. I think that would look pretty good. But otherwise than that, we are done. Yay. Let's go do a quick little line overview and we'll finish the video. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell me what you think of the Iron Mine route or the way we took it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. My name's Kist, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.